Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is the Dragon Lord, and today we're going to talk a little bit about update 8.5 and specifically the credits changes, the income changes. I've got three replays I want to show you, just to show you what what the changes really mean for tier 10 specifically. Um, Update 8.5 made a lot of changes to the economy, so you don't pay for your shells anymore. Instead, at least not for your standard and HE, you get them for free. But the credit coefficient of all tanks has been quite heavily nerfed. What this also means is you need to either perform exceptionally well or you won't gain any credits. Um, this was actually the first battle I played in update 8.5, and I heard from some other experienced players that earning credits in this update is a cringe. So I decided I'm going to try to play without using Premo, without using my consumables, and see if I could get some credits out of tier 10. Um, as you can see, I'm getting farmed out quite heavily. Haven't hit any of my shells, but I haven't lost credits because um, my standard shells don't really cost me anything. Um, Now, of course, I've got those premium consumables, but there's one thing that you have to keep in mind with those consumables. They cost credits. And what happens if you don't win the battle? You don't get a lot of credits. And if you don't get a lot of credits, you're gonna make a loss if you use them. So what Wargaming basically did with this update is saying or is creating four types of groups. One group doesn't go to tier 10 at all because they don't have the credits to do it anymore. So tier 10 um, basically turned into a fest for people with a lot of credits on reserve. Um, so that's the second group, the ones with 300 million credits, who just go to tier 10 and have premium consumables, Primo, everything at their availability. Then you've got the third group, which is people who go completely free to play, like I tried to be on this battle, who barely make any credits at all, if they make credits at all, because as you can see, without the access to Primo premium consumables and stuff like that, it's really hard to even be able to do anything. And you got the the tryharders who know they can do 4k damage every battle. That was just spam tier 10 and they make some credits, but oh no, they won't make a lot. Just to show you what a problem is in efficiency, I fired 11 shells, I hit 10, spent 7 shells, 2500 damage, assisted 860 damage, so I did pretty okay. Provision, 15,000 credits loss. Ammo 3,600 for the heat. And that basically means out of the 25,000 credits, I lost 19,000. 19,000 credits loss. So you don't earn anything anymore. And after that, I thought, you know what? Maybe if I bring out a premium tank, because the M60 I used to get 60 to 80,000 credits in game easily. And as a premium, it usually doesn't get nerfed by Wargaming. After all, Wargaming has a kind of policy, which I talked about in my Wargaming has a problem video. They don't want to touch premium and collector tanks, or at least the ones that got sold. So I grabbed my M60, since it's a premium M48 pattern, hull down medium, should be easy to play, should be easy to farm damage and gain some credits. Now I got no clue what that Grady was doing, but well, we'll see. He instantly lost 700 damage and all is good. Another 700. So I'm hull down, not taking any damage right now. Already farmed out 1000 damage and all is good. Now the E50 decided he wanted a piece of me, but no problem because repairs are for free. However, usually, in the older days, I would have fired a heat shell at the E50, which basically would turn his entire turret into butter and make it an easy pen for me. Now I had to aim in for longer, because of course I don't really want to fire a heat at him primo, because it loses me credits, and a lot of credits. My entire profit could be gone if I fired heat. And that basically means that to make any credits at all, I put myself at a complete disadvantage against proper players. Of course I still have access to the consumables if I really need to farm the win rate or the damage. But what's the point to use them in against random people you know you're going to win against? Because after all, you're gonna lose credits with what if you use them. And yeah, it just makes no sense to add these credit changes to the game. And as you saw, I didn't fire any heat, I didn't use any consumables. All I had was my provisions, which is my 10% crew, 3% crew and 10% fuel. Yet those cost me 16,000 credits, which means that if I used on this specific tank, on the M60, my multi-purpose repair kit, let me find my M60, here we go. So I use these three. If I use my multi-purpose repair kit, it would have cost me 4,500, which basically meant I was down to 15,500 credits profit. Then my adrenaline to get me out of a sticky situation would mean another 7,980 credits lost. So then you would be down to 8,520 credits profit. And that means that if you fire more than 2 heat shells, so you haven't even used the normal repair kit. If you fire more than 2 heat shells, your entire profit is gone. Down the drain. And that's just stupid. I mean, look at this. And at that point I thought, maybe the chieftain, which has served me incredibly well in the past, will be some solace. Now, I played 2 battles in it. One of those, I hadn't reloaded my normal ammo yet, because after all, I made a huge profit last night by selling all ammo on all my tier 7 to tier 10 tanks, except premium munitions, and I had enough premium munition on my chieftain to be able to load into a battle without a warning. So I'm going to put the second battle on because it is a more fair comparison. Remember, this tank is probably the best credit coefficient at tier 10, just straight out. It's a premium tank, it's a heavy tank, it's incredibly good at what it is, hull down gameplay, harassing mediums. It's an all-round amazing tank, as I've said in my Super Conqueror video when I compared it to the Super Conqueror. It is reliant on its premium ammo against super heavy tanks. After all, its pen is not even mediocre. So I get into a hull down position, and well, we're just gonna see. Usually I would have loaded Premo to take out that E5. Can I do that now? Nope. Because after all, credits. I am forced to snipe at those tiny cupolas or those tiny little cheeks, because otherwise I don't earn any profit. And it's just stupid. He of course doesn't want to load Premo either, because he loses credits as well. We saw with the E5, it barely makes any credits at all as it is. So farming out a hull down Chieftain Mark 6 with Premo, yep, you don't want that. You definitely don't want to even get close to that. So here comes my damage farming. The AMX-50B thinking he can hull down. So I stay in this position to farm out the enemy tanks, hoping to get some shells out, and the E5 decides to push together with the M6 Yo. I think that was a premium shell he fired there. So then I fire at the AMX-50B. Activate my adrenaline, high explosive, because at this point I think, you know what, I need to get some risks for some extra damage. Side hug the 60 TP and one more high explosive shell into the booty of the E5. 2700 damage. I think that's respectable, because after all the average at tier 10 is 2000 damage. And guess how many credits? I only earned 30,000 credits. These kinds of the performances in update 8.4 would have been 100,000 credits. After the repairs and stuff like that, you get 80,000 credits net. I mean, wargaming, why? Just Why? These changes, they make absolutely no sense. You completely ruined tier 10 by changing these credit coefficients. I'm sorry it's a bit of a ranty video, but this someone had to do this. Um, I think tier 10 is now almost completely unplayable because if it wasn't enough that you had to compensate for players rushing down the track tech trees with 5 times XP certificates, free XP, um, discounts, all those stuff. You also have to deal with um, the inability to use any um, of your consumables to deal with the tanks that are strong in certain positions. You can't use premium munition as much, so you can't flush out a hull down heavy tanks, which basically means you either have to flank them, which is hardly ever possible, or you have to spam HE in the hope of splashing them for 20 damage. And that's basically the reason why on World of Tanks PC, Wargaming has nerfed HE, or reworked it as they called it. And I think update 8.5 is probably the worst update Wargaming has released in a very, very long time. Possibly uh, as bad as update 5.5 and the removal of the lower tech tree. Anyway, this was Dragonlord, did Dragonlord. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Um, if you dislike, please tell me what you disliked about it, and I'll try to see if I can do anything about it. And also go down into the comment sections. Tell me what you think about this update, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.